I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me get to the goods. It's time for operation number 743. That's right, operation number 743. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 5th place in the Central Division. And with just 3 games to go in the season, their season is still very much alive. After 79 games skated, they have a record of 40, 31, and 8. They have 88 points on the road, which is where their next game will take place. And it will be their final road game of the regular season. They have a record of 19, 17, and 4. So no matter what happens, the Nashville Predators will finish the season with a winning record on the road. They have scored 219 goals. They have given up 229 goals. That means they have a goal differential of -10. Now, the latest update on the Central Division and the 3-team weave at the top continues with just a handful of games to go. Colorado has the most games left to play in 4. They're also currently in first place due to the tiebreaker with the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars slipped to second. Each team has 102 points. The Minnesota Wild have 100 points, and the Nashville Predators will face the Avalanche and the Wild before the end of their schedule. But let's get back to the Central Division. Winnipeg Jets currently in 4th place with 91 points, and you'll find the Nashville Predators with 88 points, and a little E has now come for St. Louis, Arizona, and of course the Chicago Blackhawks will finish in last place again this season. Now for the Predators, the wild card race is the only race that matters for them moving forward. Now, congratulations to the Seattle Kraken. In only their 2nd season of existence, they have clinched their first ever playoff spot. They have clinched the first wild card spot, and they will welcome in the number 2 seed overall once that is fully determined. That will probably be the winner of the Central Division. Now, Winnipeg is in the second wild card spot currently with 91 points, but Calgary is just behind them with 90 points. 2 games remaining for Calgary, and then Nashville with 88 points, 3 games remaining. So the Nashville Predators no longer have control of their own destiny. They'll be needing some help from the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets will have to lose at least 2 of their remaining games, and the Nashville Predators will have to accrue 5 out of 6 points in able to make the playoffs. That means defeating the Calgary Flames in this next game coming up. So that gets you caught up on the standings, and that gets you caught up on the wild card race, which again is the most important thing. And it is truly great to have significantly important hockey to be talking about Nashville Predators and playoff implications with just 3 games to go on the season, considering how bad it looked, the dismantling, the injuries, all of that, to still have a sliver of a chance to get in and a head-to-head matchup against the team directly in front of you in the standings. It is truly great to be here in the bunker talking about it. Now, let's talk about the Nashville Predators' remainder of their schedule. Of course, after this game in Calgary, that will eclipse the road portion of the schedule. I cannot believe they're already done with all of their road games this season. Thursday, Friday, back home at Bridgestone Arena to close out the regular season schedule. Minnesota and Colorado Thursday and Friday. Now with the 3-team weave still very much alive at the top of the Central Division, it's to be determined how Minnesota and Colorado may approach these games. Will they be locked into their spots? Will the division already be determined by that point? We will have to wait and find out. For the Calgary Flames, a record overall, 37, 27, and 16, 90 points. They are 5th right now in the Pacific Division. Of course, I have mentioned where they are on the wild card spot, 1 spot ahead of the Nashville Predators. On home ice, the Calgary Flames have a record of 19, 16, and 4. Goal differential of +7. Let's take a look at their most recent stretch of hockey. Let's take a look at a sample size of 5 games. We'll go back to the end of March the 31st, 5-4 overtime win at Vancouver. Followed that up on the 2nd of April with a 5-4 win versus the Anaheim Ducks. On the 4th, a 4-3 loss versus Chicago. And on the 5th, a 3-1 win at the Winnipeg Jets. And most recently, on the 8th of April, it was a 3-2 shootout loss at the Vancouver Canucks. So for the Nashville Predators and Calgary Flames, this will be the 3rd and, of course, final regular season meeting between these 2 Western Conference rivals. Go all the way back to November the 3rd when the Nashville Predators had their first visit to Calgary. They left there with a 4-1 victory. It was Forsberg and Duchesne with a goal and an assist each, and Yossi and Jankowski with the other goals in the game. So 3 of the 4 goal scorers for the Nashville Predators out injured right now. But Jankowski will have an opportunity to get a chance to skate against his former club again. Lankinen, 29 out of 30 in that game, picked up the victory. We go to January the 16th when the Nashville Predators hosted the Calgary Flames for the only time at Bridgestone Arena. UC Saros got the start, dominant performance, 38 out of 39. The captain Roman Josi and Parsonen each with the goals in that game. Neither one of them are available. Roman Josi, though, is still listed as day-to-day and is on the road trip, whatever that may mean. So the Nashville Predators are 2-0 on the season. They've outscored the Calgary Flames 6-2. I just mentioned Roman Josi, still listed as day-to-day. There is still word and possibility and rumor that he may get back in the lineup, but I feel like we've been hearing those rumors for quite some time now. With the Nashville Predators playoff hopes being just a sliver at this point, is it even worth bringing the captain back at this point in the year? It would have been such a boost to have him back for the Winnipeg game. So on the defensive side of things, players that could potentially come back from injury for the last couple of games of the season: Josi, Luzon, and Carrier. On the forward side of things, Forsberg, Cole Smith, and Juuso Parsonen. Several other players, of course, are out for the remainder of the season and quite a bit beyond that. When it comes to the rankings and the matchups between these two teams, the Calgary Flames are going to be ahead in a lot of these statistical metrics, and the Nashville Predators are, frankly, sinking near the bottom of the league in several metrics. It's quite amazing that they're still alive in the playoff race at all with some of the numbers they have. Let's talk about it. Goals for 2.71 for Nashville. That is 28th overall in the NHL. Now, goals for on the Calgary side, 3.18 is 17th in the NHL. In the goals against category, 2.87 given up by Nashville is 12th best in the league. Calgary one spot behind them at 13th, giving up 3.06 per game. In the shots for category, now Nashville is outgunned, and yes, I meant it that way. 29.6 shots per game for Nashville is 24th in the league. In the shots for category for Calgary, 35.6 per game on net, second overall in the league, and this plays right into this next statistical metric, which the Nashville Predators are simply not that great at. Shots against, 33.3 on the season. That's 27th in the NHL for Nashville, and the Calgary Flames only giving up 27.3 shots per game. That's third in the NHL. So the Nashville Predators are going to have to take advantage of the shot opportunities they have, because this matchup looks a lot like it's setting up for the Preds to not have very many shots, but Calgary is probably going to pile the shots up. Check that math a little bit later. I think that analysis is going to be spot on. When it comes to the special teams, the Nashville Predators have the 27th rated power play in the NHL, 43 out of 239 conversions. That's 18%. The Calgary Flames have the 20th rated power play in the NHL. They've converted 20% of the time, 49 out of 245 opportunities. Now, when the penalty kill is to be discussed right here, both of these teams have top 10 metrics in this category. The Nashville Predators' 82% kill rate is ninth best in the league. They have given up 48 power play goals against, but they have been just otherworldly the last month plus now. The penalty kill for the Calgary Flames, 81.9% is their kill rate. Their ranking in the NHL is 10th, and they have given up 47 power play goals on the season. When it comes to individual statistics, we always like to talk about the top 5 individual scores and the potential goaltender matchup. So let's talk about the visiting Nashville Predators. Now, it's tough. Roman Josi has been out of the line for quite some time, but still leads the team in scoring, 18 goals, 41 assists, 59 points. Matt Duchene, second on the team in scoring. He leads the team in goals with 22, 34 assists, 56 points. Also out injured, unfortunately, and will be so for the remainder of the season. Forsberg, 19 and 23, 42 points, out for the remainder of the season, more than likely. Tommy Novak, though, is active and is your active scoring leader. 17 goals and 24 assists for 41 points. Glass, 14 and 19 for 33. Now, when it comes to the Calgary Flames and their individual scoring leaders, Tyler Toffoli, 34 goals, 39 assists for 73 points. Lindholm, 22 and 42 for 64. Kadri, 24 goals, 31 assists, 55 points. Backlund, 18, 36, 54. And Jonathan Huberdeau, 15 goals, 39 assists for 54 points overall. Now, in net, expected to see the matchup of Markstrom for Calgary, record of 23, 21, 11, and 8.92 save percentage, a 2.94 goals against average. Against UC Saros, 31, 23, and 7, a 9.18 save percentage, a 2.70 goals against average. And again, although UC Saros may not make the playoffs, and it's a long shot and a sliver of him getting into the playoffs, if he leads his team to the playoffs, there is no doubt that he has increased his potential and odds to win the Vezina Trophy. He has simply carried this entire franchise on his back. The number of players that have been dealt away, traded away, and the number of players that have been out of the lineup injured for the last several weeks, it is simply incredible that the Nashville Predators, with 3 games to go, are still even in it. UC Saros is about to put up another hell of a performance right here against the Winnipeg Jets. So let's talk about UC Soros versus Connor Hellebuck in Winnipeg. We call it the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up right now on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.